Oprah Winfrey. My name is Dan Quinn. I have two miracles that prove I'm Maitreya. One fulfills the prophecy of Maitreya, providing free power. I discovered that Stevia splits water into a gas. They can actually run engines to make. They can actually make engines to run off what I call split H2O. The miracle, the exhaust turns into what acts like the fountain of youth. Stick a straw in there, drink all that good pure H2O underneath that toxic layer of soap, and it'll cure cancer, obesity, and diabetes in blazing fucking speed. My first miracle, Oprah, is the fountain of orgasm for women. Massaging the G-spot from the top and the bottom at the same time. Your right hand's fingers in and up the vagina to the bottom of the stomach wall, feeling the left arm wrapped around her leg. Now pressing down against those fingers that are inside. Massaging in a violent action plus clitoral stimulation will bring even rape victims who can't come because of mental block to over 100 in an hour easily. All right, Oprah, you could actually validate me on your show and have scientists scurrying to their blenders, blending stevia and water, seeing water damn near triple in size, morph into a white soup. You just saw it. It's not as powerful as a blender. It's more dramatic. Yeah. Dan Quinn would have been famous a long time ago, Oprah, if it wasn't for Lou Holtz and the evil powers that hold good back. And that's a fact. I make the greatest stop in the history of Notre Dame football. See Dan Quinn's Notre Dame play. I catch a tailback diving for a touchdown on 4th and inches, Oprah, and I get fired for it from the cheating, shaving points Lou Holtz. I immediately quit football on the spot with my connection to the criminal underworld, to Mark Brandon, who's doing 60 years on a federal case in, I think, Arizona. He might be in California, I'm not sure. I'm gonna find out and do a video with him. Anyhow, yeah, I would have had coaches killed. I had to get out. I don't want to go to prison for the rest of my life. Oprah, I've learned a lot of lessons in my time since I was an athlete. As a football player, I thought that drug dealers were fucking punks and scumbags. I had no idea that they were some of the coolest guys you ever run across. Who wants to deal, Lucky, do you want to deal with a drug dealer that's an asshole?
No.
No. Aren't they mostly cool?
Right.
Right. It just is. And isn't it true that on the other side of the tracks, not where Donald Trump and his friends roam about, but on our side of the tracks, that if you lie, steal, and cheat, you get served?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's why there's more integrity, Oprah, in the so-called criminal underworld than Donald Trump and his cronies have. And that's a problem because it's starting to tear this country apart. And what I'm going to do, Oprah, is I'm going to build big blenders in every city across America, making pure H2O available for $2, $3, $4 a gallon, depending. And it'll become the most sought after, profitable drink ever on the planet. When people figure out that, step forward, Alexis. When people figure out that the water they're drinking is poison with all the warning, danger, caution, toxic, keep out of the reach of children chemicals they sell us to use. Oprah, the rich are trying to kill this planet and they're getting away with it. It's a war now between the rich and the poor.
Well, Danny, didn't you hear recently about Bitcoin? The guy the company went bankrupt after $32 billion.
Yeah.
So if you had money in it, you've lost it all.
Yeah. They're scamming. They're
A lot of scammers.
They're scammers. They're a lot of liars, cheats, and thieves like Donald Trump. And America is worse off for it. Oprah, please get me on your show. Do a show on Dan Quinn. You do a show on Dan Quinn, just on the fact that I would have been the best white football player on the defensive side of the football that the NFL has ever seen. I'm a 6'3", 235-pound specimen. I had top-end, world-class sprinting speed. There was game film of me playing against Tim Brown at Notre Dame in the scrimmage, and I'm actually gaining on him when he's running for a touchdown. All right? They ran away from me because I dropped him for a 12 to 14-yard loss when they ran at me on a reverse. So, yeah, I quit football. I chose boxing. I win the state of Florida in 1991. Within 2 years of starting to box, and got ranked, according to Pat Burns, number 9 in the country. I go back to Miami, and I get Rodney King by the police down there. One of the cops twisted my foot and
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Tore every ligament in my knee. Tore the calf muscle from the bone. I looked like the Elephant Man. I couldn't walk. I had to be on crutches. Miami police puts me in an all-black pod. Oprah. They didn't know I get along better with blacks than I do whites, and I get along better with Mexicans than I do whites. I get along with the poor than I do the whites, even white poor. You know, I don't want to get into it. Anyhow, Oprah, you saw Cold Fusion. I described the fountain of orgasm for women. The exhaust can be turned into what acts like fountain of youth. I call it pure H2O. Pure H2O brought Peachy the cat, who was 17 years old, skeleton thin, sneezing blood bubbles. She had to be wrapped up in a towel, otherwise it would have got all over my mom's clothes. She was at the vet, about to be put to sleep. Took her home, and the water underneath all that soap, see how that soap,
Yes.
cat, it broke down and looks like water again. I blended pure H2O and tuna fish. Peachy lapped herself into perfect health, which led to my Uncle Bob Johnson losing 6 cancerous breast tumors in 4 months, 74 pounds of flabby fat in 4 months, and type 2 diabetes was gone within a week. Extrapolate those results across America, and it's a biblical health revolution. Yeah. So Dan Quinn is going to win the Nobel Prize for his stevia discovery. They don't give out upgrading the Kama Sutra Nobel Prizes, but they should. And for any lady out there that experiences the violin and feels appreciative and wants to help finance Dan Quinn saving the world, I have a Cash App, which is Maitreya55, Maitreya 55, because I'm 55, and I have Maitreya blasted on my stomach, Oprah. Yeah, I am Maitreya, and stevia splitting water into an answer grass proves it. 760-809-1744.